Hey guys, good morning. Hope you're doing awesome. Facebook, I've done a different angle today. Hopefully you like it. Let me know in the comments if you do. Let's get into our article today. Is about how to sell anything to anyone by telling great stories. Let's go check out the article. Okay, the story is by Natasha Clark, and she says, storytelling is arguably the most powerful tool in your selling toolbox. Whatever line of business you're in, almost everyone nowadays is in the business of selling. Whether you're trying to get customers to buy a product, pitch your company or investors, motivate your employees, or get your teenagers to do the dishes, your success will be dictated by your ability to influence, persuade, and close the deal. That's by Thomas. Pardon me. And storytelling is probably arguably the most powerful tool in the sales toolbox. The best lesson I ever learned about was during a vacation to Iceland last year. I was at the airport gift shop looking to pick up some last-minute souvenirs for friends. I was thinking, get a couple of fridge magnets that would cost no more than €5 a piece. The store had a huge selection of those, ranging from Icelandic landmarks to elf figurines. They were all very pretty, and I had a hard time deciding which ones to get. Then I noticed one magnet that looked fairly cheaply made. It was a square piece of wood with a magnet glued to the back. On the front there was a symbol painted in red, which looked like an 8-pointed star drawn by a toddler. What is this? I asked the clerk. A 20-something boy. This is a magic symbol for the Icelandic fishermen, she said. She went on to tell me that Iceland was first occupied by Vikings. Most people's livelihoods depended on fishing. It was a dangerous occupation given the harsh climate. The Vikings worshipped the Norse gods, and this was the magic symbol the fishermen wore or carved onto their boats to appease the gods and bring them good fortune and protection to their fishing trips. Pretty cool. How much is it? I asked. €10. I bought 5 of them. So, sorry. If you think about it, what happened in that transaction was quite magical. Before the clerk told me the story about Viking and gods, the magnet was worth a dime to me. After she told me the story, which blended elements of history, religion, exotic adventure, the little piece of wood suddenly had so much more meaning to it that I had to get it, gladly paying a premium price for that doubled my budget. Now when I gifted the magnet to friends, I tell them the story as well. So they know I wasn't gifting them a cheap piece of wood, but an embodiment of Icelandic magic and blessing. Sounds cool. And that is the power of a well-told story. It gives meaning to a product that is otherwise impersonal. It differentiates your product from your competitors and makes it more memorable. It builds relationships and inspires your audience, customers, stakeholders to make a decision beyond pure logical calculation. But when should you tell stories in the selling process, and how should you tell them? Let's start with how to not start stories. First, don't apologize or ask permission for telling a story. Many people don't know how to start storytelling, especially at work. They begin with saying things like, I am sorry, but can I tell you a story about this? Or I promise it will be really quick. And though they were apologizing for doing something wrong, when you start a story that way, the message you're communicating is, the story is not important. Then why should your audience listen to you? If you don't think the story is important, don't tell it. If you think it's worth the audience time, don't apologize. Related, there's a little secret storytelling there in the document. You guys go check out your emails around 7 a.m. You can check that one out. Number two, don't use the S words. The S words in this case is the word story. Don't mention the word unless your audience is a bunch of 5-year-olds. Most people in work environment have a negative reaction to the word story, associated with being unprofessional or inefficient. Don't bias your audience with saying things like, let me start today's presentation with a story. Number 3, don't give away the ending. A main reason why stories make people pay attention to your to the suspense factor, we all want to know what happened next. Don't sabotage yourself by prematurely telling your audience how the story turned out. For example, in the middle of the story, don't say things eventually what happened is whatever the ending is. But at that time, I don't know better. You just read the story. It's not good. This is the most effective way to start your story. Storytelling coach Paul Smith explains that you should always start your story with a great hook, much like advertising, I guess. The hook in this case is a single sentence or phrase that demonstrates to your audience why they should listen to your story. For example, instead of saying, "Let's get today's meeting started and I'll begin to tell you a story," try something like this. "Let's get today's meeting started. Something happened last week that completely changed my thinking of how to run this department. I thought I'd tell you all about it." The former way is awkward and likely met with resistance from your audience. The latter way is an exciting hook that gets your listeners' attention immediately. Sounds good to me. I was kind of, hey, what's going to go on here? Another example of a hook. Remember that the beginning of my Icelandic fridge story magnet, I told you the best lesson I ever learned about power of sales stories was when I went on vacation in Iceland. Yeah, that's a hook. Did I get your attention? Yes, did. Knowing when and how to tell stories is a powerful skill that will immediately boost your effectiveness in selling anything. I hope you guys agree with that. Go to the email, or if you don't have the email or you'd like to know more about this article and some of the secrets of how to do storytelling, just message me and I can send you this article later today. Alright guys, that's it for today's article. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you guys, and we'll see you all on Monday. And of course, enjoy your Friday and have a great weekend. Be positive, guys. Thank you.